Alright, I'm starting out my YouTube channel, making my first video about what you need for a powerlifting meet. Basically the equipment you'll be using, and I'll start out with the stuff that is required of you to have at a powerlifting meet, and then I'll go on to other things that you would probably want to get or you'll need eventually. Alright, so we'll start out with, from your feet to your head basically. You'll need deadlift socks. This is required. Basically, the reason they want you to have socks, and they should go, just basically any socks that go to your knee. And this is to cover up your shins and protect them from the bar, and making sure people aren't bleeding on the bar when they're lifting. Also, the bar does have pretty aggressive knurling, so it does help you just to have them. The next thing you want is a shoe with a flat bottom for sure. These are wrestling shoes, so they work pretty well. You want something that has a hard bottom, no soft like Nike shoes or anything like that, because when you're lifting you don't want to squish into the ground. So you want something, for sure, one pair of shoes, that wrestling shoes, Converse, something that has a solid bottom that's flat on it. Next, you'll need some underwear, and the underwear that you have to wear at the meets is basically the whitey tighty version. Basically you can't have any legs on your underwear, so it has to be like this, otherwise you cannot compete in them. So this is something you'll need to remember. Alright, then you have to have a singlet. So basically you'd have to check on your federation. I compete in USAPL, so this Titan singlet works for me. You have to make sure that you are getting a singlet that is legal for your meet. Some may not be for certain powerlifting associations. This one, basically no double seam, the thin enough material is what you need for the USAPL. So Titan is a good brand to go with, or SBD. And then the last thing that you need to have for a meet is basically a plain cotton t-shirt. You're not allowed to have any like the stretchy material like Nike or Under Armour would have. Just plain. You don't want different materials on the shirt, just throughout cotton. Just a plain t-shirt. Then things that you, basically next will be things that you don't necessarily need but you'll probably end up wanting when you start powerlifting. So first I'll go with a belt. A belt is pretty basic. You can go on Inzer.com and get a quality belt for around $100. You do have to get it. Inzer belt will pretty much be good for any association of powerlifting. They come in two sizes. You'll probably want to get the 10mm instead of the 13, but they measure your belt, so you do have to get one that's good for your federation. But this is a pretty good belt. This is an Inzer belt. I would recommend going to Inzer.com for your belt. Next thing you'll need is probably squat shoes. Now squat shoes have a little bit more of an elevation in the back. It just helps you get deeper on your squat. And they have a really solid bottom of the shoe. It's really hard, so you're not going to be sinking into your heels or anything. It's going to give you just a solid platform to squat on. The final thing you really probably want is a pair of knee sleeves. Knee sleeves will, they say it'll give you about 20 pounds on your squat. Sorry. They're very nice to use. They keep your knees warm and they keep you warmed up, and they do help you a little bit on your squat. This is something that you might want to powerlift for a while before you start using, but it's definitely a great tool to use. Then we got chalk. Now, if you go to a meet, they should have chalk provided for you before you go out and lift. But as far as chalk goes, they usually won't have it in the warm-up area wherever you're warming up to lift. So it's never a bad idea to just bring your own chalk and use it, and you can share it with other people. But I would say bring some chalk if you can. The final thing, and this is probably the least important one, a pair of sleeves or clips for the bar, just in case they don't have good ones or two of the same ones that are to use at the meet. Then you can have something you're used to, which is always nice to have stuff that you're used to in your own gym to warm up with in a meet. So this is just a list of things that you can use at a powerlifting meet. Some things you need, some things you can use. A few sources to get them: Titan.com, Inzer, Adidas Powerlift shoes, and then any pair of wrestling shoes. That's just some things you might need for a powerlifting meet. And thanks for watching.